Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Silver Lantern Archives. We are continuing the show, and I am not picking up on my mic. Testing, testing. Is that any better?
Is it?
Hang on. I'm having some issues. There you go. All right, we're continuing on with A Tale of Shadow and Fire. Our party is lost in the woods. As for what's been going on, we've had some things I can't say in the first 5 minutes of the recording. So I'll go ahead and let Syl take over. And Syl, nothing not safe for work in the first 5 minutes. Going on.
My entire being is NSFW. The
Jeez.
fuck?
You just can't talk about it in the first 5 minutes.
We are an 18 plus channel. Please and thank you. None of us are fucking house trained. Um, that being said, what happened is that we picked back up seeing what we came to find out is the charred remains of what was once a druid circle. It had basically been scorched earth. But looking around, we were eventually able, I don't remember who found it. I think it was Blue or Tamerlane. Um might have been me and Darian. It was one of us. But found that the middle of the circle was relatively unscathed. And after some poking around, we opened a secret compartment in which held some scrolls and a note. And the note informed us that bad things had happened, and that basically we needed to go find this tree that had been put to sleep and hope that either one, we were not too late, or we were to go hear its last words. So, we eventually found a rotting tree, and then realized that in order to awaken this tree, we specifically needed fresh water, which, based on all of our things, our water skins weren't exactly the freshest at the time, on top of the fact that only the gods know where our create water's coming from. It's clean, but no one would say fresh. Um, so Eki and Darian ended up going back towards a stream with some of our water skins to fetch some fresh water. Um, in which conversations were had, some philosophical, some in the, well, Darian's gender identity has been brought up into question, um, along with some other NSFW things. Well, not other NSFW, because
Past the first five
that's
minutes.
not. Oh, okay. A fucking elk titties. It was fucking elk titties. First, it was Darian with titties, and then, and then he spiraled into the elk having tits. It was just a whole thing. He made a little minor illusion just to see how it would look. The elk's not happy about it. I don't know how Eki feels about it, but I think just very inquisitive. But there are just so many questions. But eventually they got back to us, and we proceeded to uh, uh they had Syl be the one to do the little ritual type esque situation in which the tree started to sit up, and we ended on being the tree informing us that we were too late.
Alrighty, go ahead and take that hero point as we rejoin the party just after the ancient.
Bella's gonna look up at it and go, "What happened?"
Can't be heard when I talk like that. Dang it, hang on. Cause it's gonna drive me nuts.
Can you at least hear us?
Doo-doo-doo. Hello, hello. Oh, I've closed off my normal talking volume. What about that? Can I be heard? Testing, 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 testing. I think I might have had these backwards. Testing, 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 testing.
The testing.
Okay, I think I got it. All right, there might be some background noises. We'll see. I've got a little bit of it. Shit. Okay. There's always something or whatnot going wrong.
Yeah, welcome to technology.
Damn. Okay, just one moment. I apologize for being useless today. Alrighty, how's that? Speak low. You can still hear me. Up, 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 up. Still hear me, okay. No, I've still got audio in the background. What is going on? Is that better? Haha! I think it might be better. Okay. We're going to try that. I'm going to just have to keep an eye on things. If somebody notices I'm just randomly losing audio, somebody tell me.
Yeah.
What was I just saying? What was just asked?
What happened?
Ah, alright. The lies of the one who came down from the mountain. He and his master decimated what came before.
Who were these people?
Veyronthal. He is the one who brought this to the end.
Above table, the what name was given without the voice?
Varenthal.
Okay, can you put that in chat?
Do, 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 do.
Uh, possible that I could roll history or that anyone could roll history?
You would not know that name.
Darian wouldn't either.
Nope.
Is he a green dragon?
He was. What he is now is unknown.
What can we do to help?
Varenthal must be dealt with before anything can grow anew. His master's twisted power corrupts now that the pact is gone.
Who is his master?
His name has been lost to those of us who listen, to the wind who races through the trees of this forest. Though his march is starting again.
Where can we find them?
I do not know where his master went. My roots are torn up, but Varenthal hides deep in the mountains. The forest itself churns around him, hiding him.
Mm-hmm. We'll find him, and we'll deal with the problem.
It is a dangerous path. Many of Varenthal's corrupted minds wander the wood. They will find you, and even if you are able to best them, they will corrupt you.
We have to try.
Why? You are still young.
Because if evil is allowed to continue to fester, we'll all fall anyway.
Indeed. But evil will never disappear. It is a fruitless battle, one full of sacrifices the young should not have to make.
You're not the first person that told me this wasn't my job. And you probably will not be the last. And yet I take the burden anyway.
You
Because if I don't, who will?
are not alone. You stand with others. Do they share your willingness for sacrifices that are to come.
Bill is going to turn to the rest of the party, for I do not speak for you.
You can be rest assured, where Sylvanas goes, we go.
Tamerlane,
Tamerlane,
Eki.
Eki,
Geki's just kind of sitting there, thumbs up.
Tamerlan is just taking in sort of the situation that's going on and is both interested and slightly terrified.
Tamerlane, Eki. Are you guys going to follow? Or are you going to turn back?
Yes.
Have we not been following this whole time?
You have. But you're not here. If you don't want to be here, now would be the time to leave.
That isn't
I
how things work. But okay.
I'm still trying to find Galen, and you've still got my drugs, so I'm going with you.
I'm gonna look at
It's
Korvac.
you.
Korvac and Tink, because they're both here as well.
They both give nods. They both seem ready to deal with what's to come. It seems there is discord amongst yourselves. If you are to face the lies of Varenthal, you will need to be united. Otherwise, they will turn you against each other, as he has done before. Truth will not save you amongst his lies. We thought we were one, but once he came, the dryads wept, the wolves fled, and the circle fell silent. Do not follow in the path that we have took. There is much else that needs to be done.
So will not. Well, these are the kind of journeys that tend to make or break a party. But at least we died fighting, if that comes to pass.
Death is not what comes to those who fall here in this twisted wood. Should you fall here, your souls will be corrupted and denied the death you seek. You will be taken by his master and used
I have faith in the party.
If you are determined, if you will take the path into the mountain, be it by the old road, the worm's followers do not know of it, and it may be your only chance. If you find the elder stones, follow the thistle growth. Beyond the growth, there is a mound of ivy. Hidden beneath it, the old path still stands, hidden amongst what is left of the pact. This will be your only path. Any other will lead to your fall. You hear a great cough as massive bits of the bark skin of this creature falls to the ground, turning to ash before slamming to the ground and going to dust. I do not have long. What strength I have has been corrupted, like my children. The days of the pact are gone, and this forest will change once I am gone, the last who sought to protect it.
Is there anything I can do to make your passing easier?
Nothing easy, and without great sacrifice.
Phil is going to put a hand gently on this giant tree ant. And while it's probably not going to do much of anything, she is going to just push a bit of her nature magic into him, just so that he has something good before he's gone.
You see it immediately starts corrupting the magic. The ash starting to soak into your hands, completely staining it black. Your veins starting to get that same black look that his body bears.
Stop. I tried.
If you wish to save this dying forest, there may still be a way to seed a new growth, but it will not be easy, and it will not be you see the great beard of the creature. A good chunk of it falls out, crashing into his hip and tearing it away.
Wow.
There is a ritual that can make a new pact. If the verdant pact is made anew, new growth will have a chance. I do not know if it will truly save this place, as so much damage has been wrought. But if you seek out heart bark resin, moon petal bloom, a tear from a forest spirit, and you can reignite the circle's stones, you may have a chance to bring something new.
Above table, can I get that in the chat?
Yeah. Do 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 do. If we go here, so it's easier to write. Bagel.
And the sacrifice?
It will be what the pact is born on. Be it life, magic, something close to you. It does not matter, but it will be the strength in which the pact is born anew. You must prepare the grove, chase out its corruption, and place each item in turn. The heart bark to the north, the moon petal to the east, the tear to the south, and the one that will sacrifice to the west. Then you must speak the words of the pact. These things will be consumed, and the forest given a new chance. Some may return, but there are no guarantees.
So we'll nod. Rest easy. We'll take it from here.
My fight is not done, though my waking days may be over. I hope you are successful. As you see the great Ent start to fail to hold himself up, his upper torso falling back. I must rest.
So we'll
I
nod and back up.
will protect this forest for a time longer. Before he hits the ground. And you see the forest grow darker around you.
Bill's gonna look back at the group and go, well, we need to get going. We've got stuff to do. No rest for this party.
Yeah. When is there ever rest for us? Are you
Well,
okay?
my hand's still black.
Yes.
I'm fine. Probably gonna need a high-level cleric for that, or a high-level druid, but we'll cross that bridge later.
Well,
I can keep
keeping
it
an
at
eye
bay
out
for
till
right
then.
now. You say that like you wouldn't be keeping an eye on me anyway.
Yeah, but I have even more of a reason to.
Come on, let's go.
Where are we
You
going?
know,
You hear from Tink.
you said to. Can you also put in a chat the directions that we were given?
Yeah.
Also above table. I don't think I've ever been. I think this is the first time I've ever been like, huh, I might need to re-roll a character.
Here we go.
I think this is legitimately the first time, Rain, that you, or CC, that you have ever made me truly believe that I might be re-rolling a character. Okay. So we need to find the Elder Stones and follow the thistle growth. Above table, that would be where the circle's at, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
If you're going after the dragon.
Mm-hmm. Well, we need to go after the dragon first, so. So we need to go back to the circle and find the Elder Stones and find a thistle growth. We'll follow that. Any other questions or objections?
None from me.
Phil's gonna hand you another cup. Or well, it's not a cup. He'll hand you another vial, Tamerlane.
I drink it nonetheless, though I still wish I had my drugs.
Doesn't taste like the Narcade.
Yeah. Yes.
You actually hear from Leshy. I think I'm going to stay here. I might be able to help at least a little bit. Maybe buy some
Just
more
be
time.
careful. Just be careful. It corrupts quickly.
I saw. But the Force needs saving, right?
She'll nod.
And I'm honestly not going to be the most help with a dragon.
Fair enough. Just stay safe.
You're the one that's going to need it, not me.
You know, one of these days I'm gonna get smacked for this. But as I said, if I was easy to kill, I'd be dead already. And with that, Soul's gonna start walking towards the circle before she does get smacked.
Alrighty, what of the rest of the party?
Darren is keeping very, very close up to Syl to make sure that she doesn't go off and do anything silly.
I mean, she's going off to do something silly, but kind of that's
Yeah.
where the party's going.
More silly
We're
than
gonna go fight a
they expected.
dragon. Most people would consider that a suicide mission.
Yeah.
As
For us,
y'all,
I effectively think it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
as y'all are moving along, is there anything y'all do or talk about? Because there was a lot that Ed said, so.
Oh. I guess, okay. So, after we get rid of the dragon, we'll need... Would I know where to find, heartbark resin and moon petal bloom? Where do those normally
Roll me in nature.
take res? Okay. Oh, did I? Oh, no momentum. I didn't pull up my sheet. Whoops. Like, wait a minute. Where'd my sheet go? It would help if I opened it. Okay, I've got 2 levels of exhaustion. Where is nature? I'm gonna use a hero point to get rid of my disadvantage.
Heartbark resin is specifically the sap that comes from either ancient awakened trees or tree ents.
Okay.
The moon petal bloom is a very rare white flower that will only ever blossom under the moonlight. Very usually found very far away from civilizations, deep, deep in the wood.
Okay. And then obviously the tier of forest spirit, they just need to find a forest spirit that's not corrupted and speak of what has happened. That's probably going to be the easiest thing to get.
They are when they specifically the tear isn't just an actual tear; it is a crystallization of spiritual power from a creature of that nature.
There. So it holds a lot of weight. Okay. Noted. Still gotta get rid of the dragon from. How are the wounds on, specifically the wound on my hand that's blackened look?
It seems that the skin has been burnt. It is rough to the touch, and your fingers don't bend quite as well as they used to. And you have a distinct feeling magic is going to struggle to get through that hand. Think
Okay.
all of the nerve endings and like your tips of your finger, palm, and along your wrist have been burnt out. It's not specifically your nerve endings, but similar.
Okay, well, I normally cast with my other one. This one would have been my weapon arm, so. Still not good. That's still the hand I hold my mace in.
Do note also, if somebody attempts to disarm you in that hand, you will have disadvantage on keeping it in your hand. Because your grip isn't quite what it used to be.
Okay. Um. Do I have disadvantage to attack with my mace?
No. It's specifically if somebody's trying to disarm
Okay.
you. Or rip something out of that hand.
Fair enough. Noted. But it's not actively bleeding.
No.
Can you still see the scarring that was there before?
Yeah. It's under a
Okay.
layer of black. More, it seems to have made your skin rougher and changed the coloring of it. As if the skin is starting to go through necrosis.
Yeah, we're gonna bandage that back up, and that's a later me issue. We'll see how to fix that when I have time to sit down and actually look at it.
What of the rest of the party? Are y'all up to anything as y'all are moving around?
Not really.
Well, don't think anything in particular. Keep an eye out for spookies.
Alrighty. One moment, please. Alrighty, we are back. Technical issue dealt with. It takes a long time of the party walking in silence, Syl leading the group, Korvac keeping an eye on her, and Tink flitting around in the background, that you'll finally make y'all's way back to the destroyed circle. I'll see if I can find any thistle. It'll be easier for me since I'm smaller. Tink immediately starts flitting around the outside of the circle. What is the rest of the party doing?
Tamerlan is attempting to move closer to the circle to kind of like take a look at it again.
What is my mic picking up on?
The ghosts in the background.
Oh, come on. Better? Huh, maybe. I'll have to figure that out at some point.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so yeah, what's the party up to?
No, Tamerlane's going into the circle.
No, I'm losing my voice now. I'm having all kinds of technical issues today.
It's still Ruth.
Yeah, I can tell that's not picking up my voice.
Say something.
Yeah, I'm getting it through Discord, but that's not the one I'm worried about.
I hear you just fine on
Yeah, that's
Twitch.
not... Okay, so maybe it is getting through. I'm just getting background stuff, too. Weird. I'm gonna have to look through it. Okay, Tamerlan, what were you doing?
Tamerlan is moving into the circle and maybe trying to do like detect magic around, see if he senses anything.
Like before, you feel that there is magic in this place, and there's a lot of necrotic magic, or necromancy magic here.
Okay, yeah, the moment I feel all of that, I know. Okay, yeah, Syl is not touching this place under any circumstance. And then I kind of like, under my breath, I kind of whisper a message to Korvac saying, "This place has necromancy. Keep Syl away."
He looks at you with really?
I just give like a small nod.
You get the feeling that was sarcastic.
Tamerlan cannot read. Tamerlan can't read people.
Fair. Does he do anything else after that?
He kind of just like remains in the center of the circle, just like keeping his detect magic up for like the as long as it lasts.
Gotcha. Why is that cut off? What?
Why is what cut off?
The text is cut off. What? I'm having all kinds of problems today. Oh, nothing's working. Yay, tech issues. I love tech
Gotta love.
issues.
Their magic. Oh, that's just gone.
Yeah, because it's trying to link to things. Alrighty, there we go. What broke this time? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Oh, I love how just not worky this stuff is. Did I fix it? No. It's as close as I'm going to get. Alrighty, there we go. And welcome back, Eki. So, what was Syl doing? Looking for the Elder Stones. They're giant. They're probably the giant pillars that surround the circle.
Okay, so then I'm gonna go look around this.
What are you looking for?
The thistle.
Alrighty. You are joining Tink in the search.
Mm-hmm.
What if Eki and Darian? What are the two of you up to?
Darren's just going to approach Syl and Tink and ask if there's anything he can help with, anything in particular he'd like me to look for.
Thistle?
I can do. Darren will join the hunt of Thistle.
Darian, do you know what thistle looks like?
Yeah, it's a plant, spiky, got a little ball on the top.
Do you know what color it is?
Green.
The flower's purple.
Yep, the stem is green, right?
Yes.
Most
As
stems are green.
it takes a little while to
Fine.
find, but in the outskirts, a little ways outside of the damaged area, you do find a small thistle plant thriving in the distance. In contrast to a lot of the rest of the plants that are around it, that seem for the most part to be dying.
Okay. Oh. Phil's gonna call out to the rest of the group that we found the thistle patches.
See, told you it was green.
And purple.
Ah, pish posh.
Phil's just gonna bonk Darian. Is everybody ready?
I'm ready.
Do we know how much of this we need?
We need to follow it. Becky, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's follow the thistle growth.
Does that work any better? Keep it low, keep it high. That might have fixed it. Okay. So, the party begins to work their way through the wood, moving relatively slowly as they're in this area. As you follow the thistle, you're starting to notice the trees in this area are growing in a much stranger way. Instead of the unruly natural side of thing, which is easy to recognize, this seems much more barbed. A lot more spiky vines wrapped around the trees, more dead trees overall that have been strangulated by some of the newer growth that's coming up. This area of the wood feels a lot more dangerous. Save for the thistle growing defiantly out of the ground.
Bill's also going to keep an eye out for an ivy.
It takes y'all maybe 3 hours of following the thistle. The sun at this point is starting to set. And as it is, you see hidden in what looks to be one of the last decent looking glades is this large mound. That seems to be made completely of ivy. The mound's even taller than Korvac.
Damn.
Far wider. Probably you're looking about 40 feet across and about 15 feet high.
Okay, so a Korvac and a halfling.
Pretty much.
Looking up at the sky. We should probably camp for the night. Going into a fight exhausted isn't exactly smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it gets dark, it's going to be tricky for us to find the entrance as well.
Agreed.
All right.
How do we
Good time set
how
up.
do we how do we want to split up watches?
I'll take first watch.
How many of us are there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 of us.
Mm-hmm.
With the NPC, there's only enough of there's 4 watches.
There's also a dog
So
and an elk. You can add them to put 2 people on each watch.
yeah.
Still's an elf, so I think she's on 2 of the watches herself. So is Eki.
Eki only needs a 4-hour trance and she has no exhaustion. So
Mm-hmm. So Eki and Syl can make up the 4 watches on their own, but you just need the boys scattered through the other ones. Tamerlane's on the first one, who's taking the first watch out of Syl and Eki.
Eki, do you want to take the first half of the watches or the second half?
it doesn't matter. Whatever you want to do.
I'll take the second half then.
Okay.
Gotcha. Darian, any idea which watch you want to sit on?
Whichever's easier for the group. Happy to bring the elk with me as well if it means people can rest properly.
Gotcha. We'll put you on the second, Korvac on the third, Timmy on the fourth.
Cool.
So, who was with Tamerlane? Eki or Syl? I think it was Syl.
Eki.
Eki.
I'm taking the second set of watches.
It doesn't take long before the sun has completely set, leaving only Tam and Eki still standing, as the rest of the party bunkers down for the night. Deep in the woods, a large mound not far away.
Tam's kind of just sitting and just kind of waiting and just doing his watch, and he just kind of sighs. Once again, we're dragged into some more crap. Of course.
Seems like what you all enjoy.
It's not really enjoy. We have the bad luck of it. Old Zan and we have a group full of good people. I say that as both compliment and partial insult.
Are you not a good person?
I try to be a good person, but I also try to make sure we're focused on our goal, which it currently was supposed to be just get money to get a ship so we can make our way farther down, but now we're stuck helping some stupid grove that's dying.
What do you mean further down?
Long story short, we build up. We're trying to get a ship so we can basically get across this land. One of the places we got to go to is very far, and walking is not really a viable option.
Where do you have to go to?
A couple locations. I can't really remember them off the top of my head right now, but it effectively involves traversing a large section of this world and even some of the other.
Hmm. Interesting.
I was also kind of hoping the grove would be dead by the time we got there. Nothing we could have done, but
Why would you want it to be dead?
if it means us getting closer to our goal and the longer term goal of ensuring Denethor, or I don't know, ensuring the Sun Eater is gone, I think it would have been better.
Hmm. Don't know why you are looking for them, but okay.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm just getting frustrated, and you're. I apologize.
You have nothing to apologize for. I am happy to listen.
Sorry you got dragged into this.
Don't think I was dragged into anything. Think I was sent here for a reason, and I am here now.
Oh,
Are you unhappy because you think you still need drugs?
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that?
Are you unhappy because you think you still need drugs?
I don't think I do need them. I've been going fucking. I've been going nuts for ever since I lost them, or they were stolen, or.
Do you not think that maybe you tell yourself you need drugs and you don't? You haven't had them in a long time.
Yeah, I know. I've gone. Yeah, I know, and Yeah, I know. I've been getting twitchy ever since. I'm starting to go through the goddamn withdrawals again.
You haven't been getting twitchy.
What are you talking about?
You're not twitchy. You're just normal. You just think that you're twitchy.
Oh, it is weird. I haven't started. It's usually by this point of the withdrawal, I start vomiting blood. I'm usually there by this point.
They gave you the medicine and everything at the temple that made you better. Now,
Yes.
if you want drugs, it's only because you want them, not because your body is withdrawing.
Fine, fair point.
I'm not judging you. If you think drugs are what you need to be happy in life, then
Mm.
it's what you need. It seems a sad way to live your life, but if that's how you enjoy life, I'm not here to stop you.
I Like, why was I on drugs in the first place?
I believe Syl and Darian told me that you don't have all of your memory, so you don't remember, and I don't know if they remember. 'Cause Syl doesn't seem to remember a lot of things.
That's just the amnesiac part, but never mind. Yeah, we're trying to work on that. That book she has is supposed to have something that's supposed to help with it. I tried reading it once, and it kind of incapacitated me for a little while.
Mm. Maybe that is why you lost your memories.
No, from what they said, something else happened. They said they told me something. My mind went blank. I started bleeding, and then suddenly they said I just didn't remember what they told me like an hour ago.
Mm. Maybe your mind doesn't like you to remember it, but I think
Yeah,
it's a good thing for you not to do your drugs, because I think it upsets people who care about you.
sure. Yeah, it doesn't. They did make life easier though.
Did they?
No, it's easier. Well, it's a lot easier to do stuff when you're high, or don't you think about the consequences?
Is that really easier? What happens when you're not high and you have to deal with all the consequences, like a giant dragon man who punches you in the stomach and rearranges your organs, or a elven woman who cares about you and almost dies because she's trying to take care of you? Those are things you still have to deal with when you're sober.
Mm. I'm just not used to being. I'm not used to actually being sober. I think the last time I was sober was fuck. What year is it?
I don't know what year it is up here. I don't know if we use the same calendar. I've never asked.
Honestly, this is the longest time I've been sober, so I don't know. I guess I'm just getting used to it.
Mm. Do you like learning of all the things you did while you were on drugs? Does it make you feel better?
I really don't know. I don't know. That was just easier
I
when I
just
didn't even think about it.
I ask why you don't want to think about those things.
Keeps me focused on like my objective, which currently is trying to get Galen or save my friend.
Do you think you're able to focus on things if you're on drugs? You say you don't necessarily remember what you do, so how do you know that you focus on these things if you don't always remember things while you're on drugs? What if you think you're focused, but instead you're doing bad things to your friends? Would it not be scary to find out that you have responsibility in some of the things that happened?
I'm like kind of pauses and thinks about that, and it's like, I never really thought about that.
If it helps, I haven't thought about it either. It just popped into my head. I kind of just say what goes in there sometimes. Did you know Darian used to have boobs?
What?
The man in the woods said Darian used to have boobs. Darian tried to tell me that they didn't used to have them, so I found that confusing. And then Darian seems to think that the elk might have boobs.
You people, this group has weird conversations where I'm not involved.
You weren't with us. We had to go get water. I think these
Oh,
conversations are just conversations that we have that are normal, like the
no.
one we're having now.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the talk. I think I actually have stuff I need to think about now.
I hope they're good thoughts because I don't know you very well. And in my time knowing you, you are a terrible person. But everyone else swears that you're a good person somewhere. So my thought is maybe if you don't do drugs, you are a good person. And it would be nice to see them not always running after you or worrying about you or being scared that you're hurt or hurting someone else or not sleeping because of you. It would be nice to see that you showed your friends you care for them somewhat as much as they care for you. I'm saying that for this reason, not because I think that deep down inside you're good. I don't know if you are, but they seem to care enough to want you to be.
I have received.
I'm glad you did not lose your hearing. That would be a bad time for it to happen if we're on our way to do what we're doing. And above table, Eki said that literally because she doesn't know if you would have lost your hearing or not, and that's why you said it. So
Caroline just nods and goes back to watch.
Eki will just kick it. She's doing what she does. Probably glancing over at the dog every now and again to make sure it's not getting too close or looking too sad.
As you look over, it has snuck up. It's like a foot behind you.
Just going to look at it and just be like, "Hello, we have talked about this. I am not the person who can give you the care that you need. That's why you're with Darian and Timmy."
You seem to be the most caring person I know, and I mean that as a compliment.
I think that would be Syl, maybe Darian. The dog and I don't agree on things, so I don't think I'm the one who should watch after her.
Yes, I think you put yourself down a bit too much in that aspect, but I see what you mean.
If the dog was okay with me hitting people who hit her, then I think we could see eye to eye. But we do not seem to see eye to eye, and I don't want to make her unhappy.
If you need to make someone unhappy in order to help change them, then that's simply something you must do. It's a means to an end.
Did our conversation make you unhappy?
No, it made me understand. I'm probably slightly annoyed about it, but I needed to hear that.
Do you feel like it's something that might lead you to consider change?
Yes, I mean, I have been trying to change. The drugs just made it a lot. I'm just being high all the time just made life easier. Decisions easier, life in general easier.
Mm. I would say that you don't need to make someone unhappy for change to come about, because if you're thinking of change and we had this conversation and you're not unhappy from it, and I think that you don't have to make people unhappy to help change come about. I think that you will make Syl and Darian and Korvac and all the others, Tink, most of them, I don't remember their names. I haven't been around very long. But I think they would be happy if you're happy and if you're healthy.
I'll try my best. I'll try my best.
I think you do. Try your best. I think sometimes we all like things to be easy when life is not easy. It is sad, but I don't think life has ever been easy for anyone.
These are moments I really wish I could hit something right now.
Didn't you just buy drugs?
Didn't you get
Not,
this
not,
is
not,
that
not take
didn't
it.
I
Not,
hear
not
that
take
you
a hit.
bought weed?
What? No, not take a hit. I mean hit something, as in punch it.
Oh, hit me.
What? No, what? No, I don't want to hit you.
I can hit you first if that helps.
I, sure. I mean, I don't, sure if you want to.
I don't need to hit someone, but you want to hit someone, so you can hit me. It won't hurt.
You're the strangest person I've ever met. I say as I kind of just like turn around, slightly weirded out by the conversation now.
He's just gonna shrug and say, if you change your mind and you need to hit something, I'm used to sparring with people and hitting things. It helps you get stronger and learn how to fight.
I'd rather not hit you. I don't want to cast lightning on you. That's the problem.
That's not hitting someone, that's using a spell. You can't do that, or the squirrel will try to kill you. There's a difference between sparring and honing your skills than there is electrocuting someone. That's why you have a
Uh,
very angry squirrel.
Speaking of which, the squirrel's in a tree, just staring daggers from their tree at Tamerlane.
oh, for the love of
Oh,
God, I did not mean. Oh, for the love of God, I. You're gonna be like this until you eventually kill me, aren't you?
They stare from the dark. A purple glow to their eyes. It's soft, but that means you know where they are.
For pity's sake, you can speak common now. If you want to insult me, just go ahead.
They continue
have
to
you thought
stare
that
more.
maybe have you thought that maybe you could find a way to understand each other and make amends, and then maybe the two of you could work together instead of against each other? You are adamant that you did nothing wrong, and I'm not taking that away from you, but they feel that you had a hand and their spouse and all of their children dying. Maybe if you tried to see things from her point of view, it would make more sense and you can find common ground with each other.
The problem with that is, how do I apologize for something I was not involved with?
Did you
I
know
mean, if
the
he wants me
people
to,
who killed
I,
them?
I mean, if he wants me to lie, I'll lie. But
They said that you were there when the others started attacking and killed their husband. Were you not there?
I was several feet. I was several feet away. By the time I heard what was going on, everything what was going on. It was already done.
Maybe they need to hear that from you. I mean, they're mad at you because you killed them by hitting them with lightning. That's part of it, but they believe that you stood by and watched and didn't try and stop your party members or friends or drug dealers, whatever they were, from murdering the one they loved and then their children. Maybe if you talk to them and listen to what they have to say, they'll want to listen to you, and it might take time, but you can start working on making things right. I think that they're sad. They lost their family and their spouse, and maybe they need someone to understand that. Sometimes when people swear vengeance, it's because they need something to feel better. Like you needed drugs to feel better. Maybe they need to hate you to feel better. And until someone helps them through that, they will be stuck there. And that's not a good way to live.
All right, fine. I'll
I don't
talk with the
think it
scroll
hurt
tomorrow.
to talk to her. Make sure that you're willing to listen just as much as you're willing to talk and actually hear them, not just argue your side.
As long as it doesn't start anything, I won't do anything. Response.
I don't know why a conversation would start things. You just have to listen and hear them.
I
And
mean,
even
as
if
long as it
they're
doesn't
angry,
start, as long as he doesn't start things by throwing things at me like he did initially.
like
You
he's
get
gonna
hit
just
by an
look at you
acorn.
very seriously. He's just gonna stare at you and say, this is what I said. You are always very happy to talk, but you are very rare to listen. You've told the squirrel repeatedly that it's not your fault, that you weren't involved, that the squirrel is wrong, but you haven't once ask the squirrel what they saw or what they heard. You don't know their side. Osiris is here, and they've said that they won't kill you themselves, but they will land the final blow. So you have time to talk with them, and maybe you will make a very good ally. How many squirrels do you know can cast lightning or speak common? It's not
Uh,
common for that to happen.
I should point out,
uh,
Terran, you did just get hit by a acorn.
oh, you little motherfucker. He gets that one for free. He throws on another one. He
You
throws
get hit
another
by
one on the
another
war's
one.
on. All right, that's it, you little fucking shit.
If you try to hurt the squirrel, Tamerlane, I will kill you while everyone is sleeping, and I will tell them that the squirrel killed you.
Why is it that
And
every
then he's
time
going to look at the squirrel and say, if you continue to try and antagonize Tamerlane when I'm trying to help you two build a gap each other, I will also put you in my pocket and lock you in there until you decide to act better.
You see, the squirrel is still just mean dogging Tamara.
I know he deserves it, but you two have to start somewhere, and you two constantly antagonizing each other doesn't start anywhere, and it is eventually going to lead to someone else getting killed. And I don't think either of you want that on your conscience. You need to figure your problems out. You're both grown. It's time for you to act like it.
You can see there is a small pile of acorns on the tree with the squirrel.
tell him to stop throwing stuff at me and I'll talk with him in the morning.
You heard what I said. I think they only throw things at you when they overhear you speak in ways that they don't agree with. I think it's a very small creature trying to take its anger out on you because they're mad at you and they're hurting. And until you try and talk with them and not get angry and threaten to kill them every time they throw a tiny acorn at you that I guarantee doesn't hurt, they'll probably continue to do it because it's the only way they can get some ability to feel control.
Fine, if he needs to fine, if he needs this, then I'll deal with it.
Like he's just going to lean over to Tamerlane and whisper in Tamerlane's ear, did you ever think that maybe if you don't pay it attention, you'll take away the power that the squirrel feels by throwing acorns at you?
Squirrel needs to learn that the squirrel and everything needs to learn if you antagonize someone and they try to kill you, then it's your fault for antagonizing them. That's the rule of life. Don't throw
No, it's
stuff if you
not.
don't want it. Don't throw rocks if you don't want to get them thrown back at you.
A rock and an acorn are different, and an acorn and lightning are different as well. That would be like every time you've done something stupid since I've been here or caused an issue, me grabbing you and pumping you full of necrotic energy and saying, this is what happens because you did something stupid. Nobody learns through
And
violence.
that's your right.
It is not. We don't learn anything from violence but more violence.
Agree to disagree on that point, but I will stop antagonizing the squirrel. I promise.
Please talk to the squirrel.
I'll
I
do it in
think
the
the two
morning.
of you, I think the two of you have more in common than you realize.
Roll my eyes at that, but I go back to my seat to finish the watch.
He's just gonna do the not creepy thing she does, where she just sits in pure silence and stares, listening.
It takes a while. The silence stretching long. You can still see those purple eyes in the dark. But eventually, Tam ends his watch and goes to sleep, replacing him with Darian.
That's me.
Yeah. It's your watch time. What y'all gonna do during y'all's?
Who is it? Just me and the elk on watch, or is Eki still
You
up
got
as well?
Eki. And I guess the squirrel, who's mean mugging from the tree.
The
Like
squirrel likes us. It's
as
fine.
Darian probably walks up, Becky's just kind of sitting there staring ahead and just hears her say, Osiris, Tamerlane's gone to sleep. If you don't sleep, you'll become exhausted and then you won't be able to do anything. You should sleep as well. You'll know if Tamerlane gets up because he is louder than anyone I've ever met. Well, maybe louder. I think he's louder than Korvac most of the time.
They remain in place, still as can be, those eyes glowing in the dark, just watching the sleeping Tamerlane.
It's your decision, but if you're tired all day tomorrow, I don't know who's going to carry you, because if we get in a fight, you might get hurt.
Eki, are you encouraging Osiris to fight Tamerlane?
No, I spent my time encouraging Tamerlane and Osiris to speak to one another, as I think they share a lot of common ground, and Tamerlane needs to explain what really happened and listen to Osiris, and Osiris needs to listen to Tamerlane. Tamerlane told me that he did not know what the others did, and by the time he realized it was too late. And I think only the two of them can work out their problems, but they have to talk to each other. And then Tamerlane and I talked about Tamerlane doing drugs. That was all.
Just a casual night with Tamerlane then. He didn't teach you anything about them, did he?
I think Tamerlane doesn't like that they do drugs. He said that it's good to not have to feel things. They know that them doing drugs hurts you and Syl and Korvac and all the others. And they are going to think about the idea that maybe using drugs doesn't help in the long run because they make bad decisions that hurt people when they do it. I think at heart, Tamerlane cares about everyone. I think Tamerlane is either an idiot or doesn't know how to express their feelings very well. Probably both things.
Yeah, despite the questionable things that Tamerlane's done in the past, I'm willing to say that they're just hurt and don't really know how to handle things too well sometimes. I think there's good in him.
And I think that you now see why I think Tamerlane and Osiris have a lot in common.
Yeah, the whole murdering the family thing is going to be a hard one to get across, but yeah, I think there's potential. Have to make sure they don't murder each other
Tamerlane is
beforehand.
a Tamerlane is a bad liar. I don't think Tamerlane was lying when they said that they did not kill Squirrel's family or they didn't have a hand in killing their spouse or family. But they do have to admit that killing them for throwing an acorn at them was wrong.
Yeah, that's it's a very extreme stance to take on an acorn for sure. Um, what do you think after your conversation with him? Do you think there's potential for them to get on?
I think there's always potential for things to see eye to eye, but I think that to do so, you have to put aside your ego and be able to be honest about things. And I think Tamerlane has a hard time being honest about things.
Yeah, I think that's something a few of us struggle with.
Seems
Part of me,
weird to want to live life by lying about things. Must be tiring to do so.
I think for some people it's just easier to lie and pretend everything's fine than face what you worry about face on.
Do you really think that? Or do you think carrying that weight around forever just slowly wears at you and eats you alive?
Oh, well, yeah. I think eventually it does come back to bite you in the future, but creatures of nature, and it's easier to force things down and deal with all the other aftermath of everything that we're dealing with right now than it is to come face to face with our demons. So
That seems strange to me. I think that it is hard to face the things that are scary, but it is better to face them. You don't have to face it all at once, but you can pick little things. You all are very close. You have each other to rely on and work through the problems with. You choose not to use the people who are with you to help you as they want, then not only do you suffer alone, you make them suffer because they want to help and you don't allow them to.
yeah, you're not wrong. I think one of the problems comes from if you're in a group like ours and everyone's dealing with their own personal issues, and then there's all these never-ending, world-ending things happening on top. It becomes very easy to sideline your own thoughts and just deal with what's in front of you. You know.
If the world is meant to end, the world is going to end. All we can do is our best while we're in it to find our purpose and help the ones we care about with theirs. I think it is more important that we spend our time with the ones close to us, making sure that they're able to do their best and find their happiness in the best way they can while they're here, because whether the world ends or not, we're not forever. Not in this body, at least.
Yeah, I think it's just complicated when some of the issues that we have are quite complicated in themselves, and maybe some people have done some not necessarily great things to help at at that point in time, and now they have to deal with the repercussions of making those choices, and everything just kind of spirals and adds on top of each other eventually.
Do you think that your friends will stop loving you if you tell them bad things you've done?
Oh, they already know some of the bad things I've done, and Syl threatens to kill me every day over it. Um, it's just
I don't
so-
see Syl killing someone over that. She has stayed with you and Tamerlane, and when she hits you with the stick, she doesn't hit very hard.
no, you're right.
I think that you all worry about Syl, but I don't think Syl will ever try and work through her problems unless others work through theirs. Everyone needs to feel safe and comfortable to do so. And if you all keep burying all of your issues, it's going to be much harder to face what's coming. The tree said that everyone has to be united, and I don't feel that you can all be united if you all keep avoiding things that tie you together, even the bad things.
Yeah, I don't know. I think as a group we're, like you said, we have each other's backs, and at this point, I think any of us could do pretty much anything, and we'd still try and reconcile with them and sort things out. But it doesn't stop the fact that, if you do something that's not a great decision at the time, you still have that weighing on you, and sometimes that can have negative impacts on other people down the line. Sometimes it's not always a case
So
of
you
just getting over it. You just have to deal with things as they come, and you know, even if you've come to terms with it, you still have to deal with things as and when they come up related to it.
so you believe comfortably when you go and are tested, as the tree had said, that the test will be okay because everyone will be able to support one another no matter what.
I believe so.
I think that's a good thing.
I like to think of it in the way that we're all flawed individuals, but I think because of that, we're more willing than most to help each other and support each other. I don't think anyone's striving for perfection in this group. It's very much a let's all help each other deal with our demons, you know?
I think the only perfect beings are the gods, and to be perfect would to be one. We are not able to do that.
I can't say I'm particularly affiliated with any of the gods in particular, but yeah, I see where you're coming from.
If it helps, I only know one.
Is this the one you worship?
Oh, yes, she's our queen. It's who we all worship.
Yeah. Maybe when things aren't as chaotic as they are now, you should tell me more about her.
I can try. People don't seem to understand, but it's okay.
Let's put it this way. I know your goddess has a lot of doubters, for need of a better word, but I'm bonded to an undead patron. If anything, I'll be very unjudgmental.
Mhm. Hence the boobs.
Yeah. Which,
I wonder how long I'm going to think about that. Something that just stays on my mind now.
do you need me to get a wizard to cast Disguise Self on myself to make myself have boobs?
Like he's gonna look really confused and be like, "No, I thought no, I don't need to see you with them. When we die, the queen brings us back and puts us in another body. I thought that maybe that was what had happened to you, and I was interested if that was it, but you said it wasn't, so I thought maybe you just used to have them and then they went away."
Not in my lifetime. I'm not sure where my mind is set on the things that happened before and after my lifetime yet, but who knows? Maybe in a past life I had a fantastic pair, but never in this lifetime.
It's okay. I don't think that the elk needs them. I don't think the elk wants them, by the way. Just so you're aware. Not to make you feel bad for thinking that, but I don't know if the elk likes that idea.
No, he didn't seem too happy when he saw me make the image of it, so I think I'll be leaving that there.
Yeah. I mean, the elk doesn't really seem happy ever. I know the elk doesn't like me, and that's okay.
I wouldn't take it too personally. He doesn't like many people.
I don't take it personally. Not everybody likes everyone. It doesn't affect me.
I have to wonder if he even likes me at some days, but you know, as you said,
It's true.
we're all flawed, and I think with some work he has a lot of potential, and I don't know. I see good things for him in the future.
He seems very capable and very opinionated.
Yeah, maybe more so the latter than the former at the moment, but we'll work on the former.
Does he have a name yet?
Not yet. I kind of, after all this talk with the squirrel, with Cyrus, kind of want to talk to him myself. See what he thinks his name should be.
You don't speak with animals, won't work on him.
I know.
Can't they communicate and at least get like images in his head though?
Yeah, but Darian seems to have forgotten that. So.
Oh, so that was above table too, which why it wasn't in Ecky's voice. But yeah.
Yeah, above
Ecky
table,
would just
100% I could just communicate with this elk, but
Mhm.
it's become a running thing at this point that I haven't, so I'm just kind of running with it.
We need to run into
love
another
it.
paladin.
Yeah, who has
Yeah.
like complete synchronization with the mountain? I'm gonna be like, oh, it'll
Because
happen someday.
unfortunately, Wystill's been with the paladin in the past. There was a paladin in her own group. She's missing memories, so
Um, yeah. I think to that Ecky would just say, I think it's good for you two to talk. Having your bond strong will only benefit you both.
Yeah, I think so. I know he wants to get more involved in things, and at the moment that's tough because he is not the strongest, and what we're fighting is incredibly dangerous. So hopefully we can get to a point in the future where he can get more involved, and I think that'll improve his mood as well.
Maybe. I don't. I don't know him very well to know much about him. I just have seen him the few times, and he hasn't seemed happy the few times I've seen him.
He's just sitting at the edge of the clearing at the moment. His
I
starry
think this is
fari
like the
self.
third time Ecky's interacted. This is probably the second time she's actually interacted near the elk or around the elk, really, because the elk was in the place before, and then Rufus ran off with Darian, so she hasn't really been around the elk. The elk did want to throw her last time she was around it, so um, yeah. Did you sleep better?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know
So
that
you feel
weirdly.
less exhausted?
Yeah, I think I'm almost back to 100% now. Hopefully after tonight, with the rest of my sleep, I should be back to fighting again properly. But yeah, we'll see. my energy levels are sporadic at best at the moment. I had a brief moment where I felt 10 years younger, and then not too long afterwards, I was probably the most exhausted I've ever been. So I'm seeing where I land again.
I'm sorry to hear that.
That's okay.
Not the feeling younger, the being more exhausted than you've ever been.
I mean, it helped save the Whispering Woods, so comes with the
That is
territory now,
very
I guess.
nice. You Did all the others from the temple go back there? Is that where they are now?
A few of us have stayed behind in the city, but yeah, most of the people that we don't have with us at the moment are there. Keep an eye on things, doing their own work.
That is nice. It's a large group of people.
Yeah, I should probably go back there at some point.
Might be
I
good
know.
to check on them.
Yeah, I know Abby was bored out of their gourd, so it might be good to get some people out of there, actually see the world again.
I
Also,
don't
just
think I know who Abby is.
above table, yes, you do. Abby's the one that's currently with the urchin.
Oh, okay. With when Darian said Abby, I was thinking it was someone who was still behind in the Whispering Woods. So never mind, scratch
He
that.
was the one that was in the Whispering Wood for a long while.
yeah.
Mm.
I know she's with the urchins.
Mickey
Yeah,
Mouse.
who knows? maybe once this little adventure in the forest and the dragon or wherever we end up finding there is all done, I'll go back and check on people.
Maybe you
Make sure
could take a break as well.
I don't think I'll have time for that.
You would probably have time to at least get some sleep in a place you will be left undisturbed if you're there.
Yeah, I do want to test some things there.
Can I get a perception check from the two of you?
Oh, that doesn't scare me at all.
Yeah.
Whew.
Maybe.
Lost in thought.
Sorry, oh man, my roll 20s being bananas.
B-A-N-A-N-A-S.
One more sleep and
Mhm.
I will not have to deal with this disadvantage anymore.
This sleep.
Just to be safe,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I'm a human
go
though, I
ahead
need
and
the
use
rest
one
of
of
my
my
sleep.
hero points,
Yeah.
just for hopefully a better roll. Well, I didn't
Ooh.
need it, but used the hero point, so there we go.
Becky, as you're talking with Darian, you feel the ground shake just a little bit.
Um, Assuming we're sitting probably close enough, like by a fire or something, Ecky's just gonna kind of put her, I guess, gauntleted hand on Darian's kind of like arm and just be like, "Do you feel that?"
I didn't feel anything. What did you feel?
The ground was shaking. I haven't seen more of the glowing kind of orange yellow eyes, but the ground shook.
Was it just the once?
You then feel it again.
Currently? Oh, there we go. Like, then it just happened. Did you feel that?
Above table, did I?
Roll perception again.
Oh. Ooh.
Nope.
I burned all my good rolls last week. No.
It is twice now. Ecky's just gonna try and glance up in the tree at Osiris and just be like, "Did you feel shake?"
You see a nod. And then you hear a
Yes, nod.
roar rip through the campsite as you feel the shake again. Something sprinting into the camp.
She's going to just be like, "Darian, go get the others quickly." And she's just gonna stand up and pull her warhammer out and just be like, "Darian, run, go grab them."
You
Yep,
hear
Darren's running.
more roars, starting the very ground quaking. Everybody's starting to wake up at this point as we, ladies and gentlemen, are going into combat.
Oh no, I don't have armor on because I was sleeping.
Yeah, same.
Darian wouldn't. You imagine you put your armor on
I
if you
was
were
gonna
sitting
say,
in
Darren,
watch.
you were on watch. You should have your armor on.
Oh, true.
Hill,
Yeah,
on the other hand,
Does
yeah,
not.
you guys are
Yeah,
screwed.
still in Tamerlan, they both don't have their armor.
As I can't move maps all of a sudden. Give me a minute.
While CC does that, can we get like a? Can we get like a 3-minute bathroom break?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay, good. I'm gonna go rest.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, as the party's got shit to do. And of course it's broken. I need to go fix the API. Restart.
I am going to use a hero point to gain advantage on my initiative roll.
Fair.
I'll have you roll with the
Yeah.
API first.
Geki's gonna do the same
Ooh.
thing. Oh,
Don't you have
see what
disadvantage still?
happens, but
Is it considered an ability check?
Yeah, it's a dexterity check.
So should I, if that matters. I rolled a 13 and that is suspiciously high for me. I love that. -1 initiative.
Alrighty. All we
Well-
need now is that'd just be your normal roll. Because you're just rolling normally.
I'm gonna go point.
Ah, the elk's in combat this time.
Hopefully he
I
doesn't
like that we're in
die.
round 8.
Oh, he's going to die.
Alrighty.
How much health do you have? Like 13?
Tink is passed out, not knowing what's going on, so is only just starting to wake up, so they are prone as well. They were getting a good nap next to the fire. But that's gonna bring us to Eki.
Yeah, Geki's just like, so she will. She's gonna just walk over here. And she's gonna try and hit this thing with her warhammer. Come on, normal. Yep. Sorry, 1 sec. I can see. Don't you worry.
You are going to swing down with your hammer, bringing it down, slamming into this massive creature, and it's gonna hit, doing a total of 12
And
damage.
perfect. And then she's gonna follow up and bring out her spiritual weapon, and just kind of right here-ish. Ah, there we go. I was waiting to duplicate. We knew it was coming. Let me roll for it and then I'll refresh. Gonna try and bunk it with that.
The bird attempts to get into the vines and whatnot that make up this creature's body, but it keeps getting stuck, not getting any deeper than maybe a needle would.
That's okay. And that is all Eki is gonna do. I'm getting back in the game one day.
Darian.
Yeah. I am going to go and assist Eki in trying to take down this scary looking thing. Can I reach that far? No, I cannot. That's fun. I'll get as close as I can.
Gotcha.
Mm,
You can all also hear something shambling up behind you, by the way.
Oh, goody.
Yep.
Yes, I can. Maybe I'll just go deal with that one.
You hear the boots of the
Stop.
dog.
Darren will give it a wave and run up here. Try and stop this from going for Sill. Bonk time.
Bonk, bonk.
Oh, God, I actually get to attack normally for once. Let's go.
That's gonna hit.
Nice. 6 slashing.
There.
Before I forget,
Yeah.
because it's been a whole minute and I forgot how my class works. I can bonus action between my attacks, right?
Yeah.
Form dread time then.
Gotcha.
Give me some temp HP.
What did we use for your form of
Says 3 temp HP.
dread? It's
And then
been
I'll
so
attack
long,
again.
I don't remember. We'll put that on.
What's that?
for your form of dread.
My spooky form.
Make sure you
Spooky.
put what turn you put it on.
Yeah.
That is resistance to chaotic. Or resistance chaotic.
Necrotic.
No, chaotic.
Oh.
Towards the very bottom.
Okay. And I'll attack again.
That's
Another
gonna hit.
17. Yeah. Screw it. Paladin, let's do a smite. 17.
Okay.
And I'd
You
like it to make a DC
will-
14 Wisdom saving throw, please.
Gotcha. That is going to be an 11. I believe it becomes frightened.
It is indeed frightened until the end of my next turn.
Nice.
Yep, that is all I have.
Darren, do you know how to put the number on the token?
I don't.
I had a feeling. Hover over the token that you clicked, and instead of like left clicking like you would normally do, hit the 1 on your keyboard as you're hovering over it.
Which token?
The resist.
The one that you
chaotic
the
to the
one you
very
currently have on your character token.
It is resistance chaotic. So you could use the search bar at the top of the token thing to find it.
Okay, I'll figure this out while everyone else is doing things.
Alrighty. That's going to bring us to Tamerlane. Tamerlane. Tamerlane.
Blue, you're muted.
Okay, I'll be back in a sec. Sorry, I had to help my grandfather with something, but I'm back at my computer now.
Cool. It's your turn. No.
Okay,
No
so
squirrel
now,
involved.
what am I going to do? Honestly, Tamer's just kind of excited just to be able to use his magic again, so he's going to focus in on this big guy, and he's going to cast.
Which guy? They're all kind of big.
Let's see. Oh, sorry.
The one to the south is about 20 feet tall. So.
Okay. All right, I'm just going to cast a 4th level fireball on him. And 4th level.
I need to know where you're putting it.
Put the center around here.
Move it. You can move it.
Okay. I'm going to put it right about here. So pretty much it's at 4th level, so all of our allies are unaffected, only the big guy.
Are you an evocation wizard? I thought you were a storm wizard.
Yep. Yep, I have Sculpt Spell on this guy.
Gotcha.
So, Eki, when you notice that Tamerlane is throwing a massive fireball at you, but the moment it connects, the fire seems to like swirl around, not hitting you or the bird or anything else really besides the big creature.
It's gonna be a 2. So it's gonna be 39, but it is going to resist. As the flames don't have that much of effect, dishing out 19 damage.
Oh, that's slightly disappointing, but damage is damage. All right. That is going to be his turn. Oh, actually, wait, no. Tamerlane is going to stand up. I forgot to do this before, but he's going to stand up and use his bonus action and fly 15 feet in the air to with his angelic wings.
Oh, so bonus action to take out his wings?
Yeah. He was prone, so he has to stand up and then use the last 15 feet to fly in the air.
Okay. So that's the turn. Your angelic goes on. That's blast, not flight.
Uh,
You want
oh,
these
is it a
ones,
okay?
the one that are actually 4 flying. And then for the turn you turned on, we're going to put on this.
That works. And let me just take off the prone stamp I've got. And action, bonus, movement. That's all my stuff. I'll end my turn.
Gotcha. What brings Githko and Willow, as well as going to drag themselves this way. That would be 25 as they get all the way over here. They're coming to try to help Darian, dragging themselves across the ground, doing their best. They're going to use a dash to get up right next to you. Their back legs still not holding them.
Oh no, Willow.
That's all they can do. That brings us to Korvac. Korvac is going to get on his feet, pulling out his blade. He is then, having seen Tamerlane's fireball not go all well, he's not going to light it on fire, and he's just going to charge the damn thing. He is going to use his movement to get up over here. He is going to drop into a rage, and he's going to recklessly try to beat this thing to death. That is going to be a 23 to hit. He is going to dish out a total of 34 damage. Might be more than that. When does y'all's rage damage come up? Barbarian, barbarian, barbarian. Here we go. Rage damage goes up at level 9, so it has not gone up yet. So yeah, he does 34 damage on his first strike. He is going to whip it around for a second. It's also going to be another 23 to hit, doing 36 damage on his second. As he great weapons his way through that thing, taking massive chunks out of it as he's standing. I don't think it resists at all, does it? No, it doesn't. Okay, cool. Korvac is now also in a rage. And reckless. Alright. That's going to bring us to this mound over here, who's got a Korvac in the way, so he's going to try to beat up on Korvac. It's got advantage. That is going to be a crit and a 15. 15 is going to miss, but the crit's going to hit. That is going to be a total of 19 damage, which goes down to 9 because of rage. Korvac doesn't seem too particularly bothered by it. But that brings us to this guy down here with Eki, who this guy is going to lift his 2 large hands into the air and try to bash him down on Eki, trying to turn her into a pancake. That is going to be a 19 and a 12. So I believe the 12 misses. Does 19 hit? Yes, it does. That is going to be 22 bludgeoning damage to Eki, and you have become grappled.
Mhm.
Grappled.
That
As well, you get pulled in to the creature as it engulfs you. Eki has become blinded and restrained and unable to breathe. At the start of each of its turns, you'll need to make a Constitution save.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it.
Gotcha. That's what he's up to. That brings us to the elk. As the elk is jumping up. And they're on the move. Dun, 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 dun. How far can you move, buddy? He's going all the
25.
way up here, using his action to pick your ass up.
Fair.
To the back. You are now in control of the elk.
Yeah.
It had to dash to get over there and pick you up. But that is what that's up to. You are now out of range, however.
Oh no.
Let's see if this thing's going for the dog or you. It wants the dog, who is not prone, though. Actually, yes, they are, because their legs aren't properly working, so they're effectively prone. Because they're not all that good at dodging right now. As this
They do get disadvantage. Oh, they get flat damage though, right? Or flat roll.
Yeah, because they have flanking from you. Not flanking, frightened from you. As
Yep.
it is going to attempt to bring down 2 fists on the dog with normal. That is an 11 and a 12 as the dog rolls out the way. Both fists leaving craters behind. Sill.
Okay. So first things first. I would like to use my bonus action to identify these ones.
Nature.
Da, 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 da.
They are shambling mounds. Very
Okay.
tough creatures that are hard to take down through elemental damage and just beating the hell out of them. They take a lot of beatings. They also have a habit of
Yeah.
eating people, as you can see down with Eki.
Yeah. Now, quick question. This one obviously has a different token. Is it a different type of shambling mound, or is it...
Looks to be a larger shambling mound.
Okay, so... Oh, Eki's deaf.
Not deaf right now. Blind and restrained.
Oh, then why do they have the death token on?
I
Yeah.
thought that I was blinded, deafened, and restrained. Sorry. So I
No,
put that
you're
on. So just
blind,
blind.
restrained, and unable to breathe.
Okay.
Okay, so Phil is going to call out specifically to Tamerlane. Don't use lightning, don't use lightning, don't use lightning. They're better on fit. Don't use lightning. You will heal them.
Ow. Nature.
Okay. Tamerlane, get Eki out of there. They can't breathe.
I nod.
Okay. I'm only on 2 levels of exhaustion, which means that I'm no longer at disadvantage for my attack. So, and Darian, don't forget that you have Death Ward on you.
Yeah.
Doesn't that only last for 8 hours? Oh, right. You used it when you got into the clearing with the end, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Which means it hasn't
So
been 3 hours.
Darian and Korvac both have
Actually,
Death Ward.
there's 3 hours to get there. A couple hours of going to the Thistle. You're about 4 hours in. Death Ward would be down by this point. Because you're towards the end of Eki and Darian's watch.
Okay.
That only lasts 8 hours. It's been that long since y'all met the elk.
Yeah. I don't like this. I'm only on 2 levels of exhaustion. Okay.
And you're like 20 minutes off of finishing your long rest.
Needed 20 minutes, damn it. Well, I still don't have disadvantage on my thing. So, let me look up spell point usage.
Okay.
How much is this gonna cost?
What level?
It's gonna cost 6.
4th level then.
Because we're doing a 4th level guiding bolt directly at the one that's got Eki.
Gotcha.
Where's my guiding bolt? Come here.
That is gonna hit. Excuse me.
Why did you roll again? You stupid piece of shit. Whatever.
So it's gonna be 27 damage.
And the next one to hit it has advantage.
Yep. Anything else from Sil?
Action bonus. I'm gonna go defend Pink. I'm gonna. Is she awake?
Yeah, they're coming out of it. They're just slow to do it.
Okay, then I am going to put my shield arm in front of Tink so she has time to stand up and not get hit beforehand.
Fair.
But that is all I can do.
Gotcha. That is going to bring us to Tink, who is going to use their action to get up into the air. We're going to go 2 into the air. They're going to use their action to summon their buddy. As Bell has arrived. Then they're going to use their bonus action for Bell to blast the ever-living hell out of the one in front of, or the one that has Eki down there. Trying to blast him out. Force cannon. Where's your cannon? As the dragon opens its mouth and a bolt of purple energy goes flying out of it, slamming into its chest. Let's see if it crit. Where is Tinker's Tinker? Did it crit? She tried, or they tried. 10 damage and it gets shoved back. Eki unfortunately going with it. And that spends the extra hit. That is it for them. Eki, what you gonna do?
He's stuck inside, so she can't see anything outside of it. I want to know if I can blight this thing.
You roll the spell?
It's got a visual component, but I feel like since I'm inside of it, I can tell that this thing is there. That makes sense.
Since you are blinded, you would be unable to see within range. Unfortunately.
I can't see inside of what I'm in.
No, unfortunately, because it gives you the blinded condition.
Okay, then there's not really much I can do being a caster who 95% of my things involve being able to see. Because I don't think I can use my spiritual weapon because I can't see to command it. And I can't do a guiding bolt because I can't see that. I can't inflict wounds because I can't see that.
Pretty sure inflict wounds is touch.
Inflict wounds, it has a visual component in it as well, right?
I don't.
Or
I highly doubt it.
as an S, it's a VS are your components for inflict wounds.
That's verbal and somatic, which you can do both of. For the sight one,
Yeah,
you're looking for
verbal.
anything that says within sight. So inflict wounds, you just got to be able to touch it, which you can. But you have disadvantage because you're restricted.
We're going to use a hero point to get rid of our disadvantage.
Gotcha.
And we're just going to try and throw this up all the way to as high as I can cast, which is 4th level.
Blast it to death. That's going to hit. $32 damage.
Shit, what a terrible roll. And I cannot get out of here because I can't see, and I have to be able to see somewhere to go. You need a Constitution save.
At the
By
start
the
of
way.
its turn, but
Oh, sorry.
we'll
Yeah,
keep
I
it for
can't get
later.
out of here. Okay. I can't really, like I said, I don't think I can do anything with my spiritual weapon if I can't see it, right?
Let me look at spiritual weapon. You might be able to make a disadvantage attack. Melee spectrum, create 5 feet of the weapon. Yeah, you'd be at disadvantage because you can't see it, but you'd still be able to make the attack since you know the weapon's right there.
We'll try and hit it with that.
It's gonna be a 22. It's still gonna hit. It's like you don't give a damn. They're all tied up.
Would have got out of here, but being blinded, you kind of stunted my ability to get out of anywhere because I can't see shit. So
Yeah, unfortunately.
that is all.
Alrighty, Darian, you are on the back of an elk. There's a dog dragging their legs. They're trying.
Yeah. Am I able to pick the dog up and put it on the elk?
It will take your action to do so. The dog looks ready to fight. The dog's going to try to help.
Yeah, but I'm worried the dog's just gonna get squished into the ground. um,
Well, it's on the ground already, so it won't go very deep.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Because its back legs aren't carrying their weight. It's kind of dragging itself across the ground.
Stacey,
Yeah.
I am going to get you for that comment later.
What?
Okay. I'm gonna try something. Okay. I'm gonna use before I do anything to do with the dog. Oh, they're not gonna try to stab me, are they? Never mind. I'm assuming Shambly-mans don't understand common.
No, probably not.
No, I was gonna try and command it to drop Eki, but you know. Okay, I'll save dog in the meantime because I think we have a bunch of people over there. And I don't think Eki would ever forgive me if the dog died. So, I'm gonna do a quick move around here. And just try and burn the living crap out of this thing so I can go and help. I am.
Resistant to fire. We know this.
I don't use fire. It's fine.
Good.
Right. Bonus action to do hex on it. Make it strength. Why not? It never really comes up, but.
Gotcha.
And then I'll wail on it twice and see what happens.
Gotcha.
21.
It's gonna hit.
How many of these do I have? Like a 2. If I use a pact slot, that counts as second level at this level, right? What's the
Yeah.
first level?
Whatever warlock spell
That's
you have.
second. Well, my highest casting level is 2.
It doesn't
From
affect your
Paladin.
warlock because warlock's just on its own. When does warlock get their second level slots? I don't think they have it yet. Yeah, because warlock just goes off of warlock, so that's going to be still a first level.
Level 1. That's fine. I'll use that anyway.
If you get to third level, I think with warlock, your warlock stuff's going to go up a pack slot.
Yeah.
Because unlike with most classes, warlock doesn't mix with multi-class spellcasting.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
Alrighty.
18.
Are you smiting in there too?
Yes.
Alrighty. 18 damage.
That's why I was asking about the pact slot.
Yeah.
And then we'll try and attack it again.
That is going to hit.
Oh, okay. Screw it. Second pack slot. Let's go. I'm just burning this thing down.
That is
20.
20 damage. Excuse me.
I see.
All right, anything else?
Bonus action. Nope, that's all.
Gotcha. Tamerlan. Ecky's getting contorted by vines over there. Tamerlan. Tamerlan. There you go.
I forgot I was muted. My bad. Okay. Okay, so lightning. So fire does not do any damage. Lightning heals these things. Let's see what thunder does. Okay, I'm going to reposition my. I'm going to fly till I'm about 30 feet high. In this area.
Okay. So go up 15 feet.
So, yeah, effectively. I'm going to look down, and I'm going to cast a 4th level shatter on this guy.
Gotcha.
Let me just pull up the template. Oh, but yeah, this is an exit shot of the templates. Oh, you know where it is.
Uh-huh. I am getting it. One moment.
And I'll use my channel divinity to match the damage.
Oh, wonderful. The compendium's down.
Yeah, so it deals
10-foot
40
radius.
thunder damage.
That's 10? No, that's diameter. That's going to be 10. Okay, so where do you want it?
Centered on it.
So just here?
Yeah, basically fully centered on it. I'll use my sculpt spell to protect Echo and Eki, and just hit him full.
Alrighty. Well, let's get that Constitution save. It's going to be a crit fail.
So it takes all 40.
Yup. Gotcha.
All right. Oh wait, and I think I have the wing because of my wings. It also takes 3 radiant damage because of my radiant soul.
Gotcha.
All right, that's 43 damage. Did the thunder seem to affect it fully, or did it seem to resist it?
Thunder
All right,
seems fine.
excellent. I got a way of damaging these things. All right, that's my turn.
That's going to bring us to the dog. Is the dog who's on the ground is just like, I am here. I got your back. And they're going to go, nom nom. They've got disadvantage, so that's the first one. So it's an 11. Second one's an 11. They're going to fail to get a good bite in. They're trying.
Dog don't have pack tactics.
They do. Oh, so it's just normal. Which is still
Yeah, so it's
11 and 11.
It's 11 and 21.
Nope, because it would have been. Oh yeah, it would because no, it's the way I rolled it.
11.
It still would have been the first one because I just rolled with advantage, so it'd still be the two 11s. Unfortunate, but that's how it goes.
It has disadvantage but advantage, so it's straight.
Yeah, so it takes the first one.
So the third, it takes the first one, which is an 11, and the second one is a 21. The third one you didn't need to roll.
I rolled with advantage, so it's the two first ones, which is two 11s. So unfortunately, you're gonna miss. So Gorbak is going to attempt to continue to hold his side recklessly. That is a crit. And another 23. He's rolling really well. He hasn't rolled under 18 yet. That is going to be a total of 83 damage. He crit, and I believe Great Weapon lets him do a bonus, actually, does it not? On your turn, the creature to 0 or crit. So yeah, he does get a third one with bonus. He's going to swing again for a 22. He's rolling really well. It's going to be 29 damage. This Gorbak is ripping this one over here to bits. That brings us to it. It's going to try to hit him. It's going to make some slams. It's a 25 and a 20, dishing out 29 damage in return, which is 28, which goes down to 14. Brings us to this one, who is going to start. You get the 20. Does that have what's going on?
It was a con of 20
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. I was seeing if it
For
did
some
half
reason,
damage.
thought it was my turn. Sorry.
No, this guy is going to be moving forward with a dash. He can't get to Tam, so he's just going all the way over here. That brings us to the elk. The elk's just following Darian's orders. Brings us to the mound. The mound is going to go for... Still wants the dog.
Got to get a bit frightened this time as well.
Yep, so that is going to be a 26 and a 22, dishing out a total of 27 damage against the doggo.
Can I reduce some of that, please?
Yes, you can.
I believe it is a 1d10? 1d10.
1d10 plus something for protection, yeah?
Oh god, there's 2 1s in a row over on 1d10. 4.
4. Or, no, plus 4, not minus. So
Yeah, 1 plus 3.
you can see the dog's HP bar, yeah?
Yeah.
As the dog gets slammed in, you hear a whimper, but the dog is not ready to give up. They're used to this. Just like, you kick me, I will protect. Not because you attacked me, but you have attacked my friends. Woof, woof. So,
I am going to attempt to pull Eki out of this damn thing.
gotcha. It is now in your face. You can see Eki's hands sticking out at weird angles. Need
Yep.
an athletics
So
check?
I'm going to use a hero point to get rid of the disadvantage. Athletics.
You are going to manage to rip Eki free.
I'm gonna move Eki. Yeah. Just like, nope, you go here.
It wouldn't be a grapple, it would just be a pull.
Yeah, I know. I did not mean to ping.
So they kind of get stuck there.
Okay.
But Eki's no longer restrained or blind. Covered in vines, but okay otherwise.
Uh-huh. I am going to I can do math. I am going to bonus action call a spiritual weapon.
Gotcha. All the spiritual weapons.
Uh,
That is going to hit.
okay. That is all I can realistically do.
That's gonna bring us to Tank. Tank's a little closer than they want to be, but they're here to help. They are gonna go for a ballista's got it's kind of its own thing, so it doesn't have disadvantage for shooting with the ballista. So bonus action ballista. 27 to hit. It's gonna go sliding back. And Tink's gonna go over here because Tink don't want to be close to that thing, along with Bell. And then they are gonna fire off of. Right, Tink doesn't have that many offensive spells, do you, Tink?
I also think most of your offensive spells are fire based.
Yeah, that's what I was just noticing. I'm like, that's a problem right there. But you know what? I know what they're gonna do. They are gonna start off with a. They are going to use a second level bless.
Ooh.
They are going to drop it on Korvac, Darian, Syl, and Eki. Because Tamerlane seems to mostly be doing saves. So.
Sorry, trying to find the token. This one's slightly different than I'm used to.
Yeah, it's not the
Yeah,
nicest
same.
one.
I'll get it though one day.
If you just type in, it's in like the fourth row on the left.
Go.
Or you could just type in bless because it's the bless token.
I found it finally.
Alrighty, but that is what Tink is up to. Is Tink, I gave you the wrong thing. You want that. Brings us to Eki. Eki, what you up to?
Like he's now gonna blight this thing.
Yeah.
Hey, it's plant based. She's hoping that that doesn't feel good to it. It's a target creature, a plant, or magical plant. It
and
yeah.
it deals max damage.
So it's kind of the hope that this thing will actually hurt this asshole.
Oh, alrighty. That is an 18, so it's going to save, so only take half damage. So, what is the max damage? 8 and 8.
It's
and 2 to store,
8d8.
which is 64. So, 64 divided by 2.
32.
32.
Mhm.
Which is one more than what you rolled.
Yep. So, and then she is going to ask spiritual weapon to come up and try and bonk it.
Bonk, bonk.
It's the
Pick,
whole.
pick, 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 pick.
You have bless on your.
Yep, I clicked bless.
That's going to hit. 11 more damage as y'all are ripping through it.
And then she's gonna step here and look at Syl and say, "Please go away."
No, they move so
And
fast.
yes, move as fast as you can. And she's just gonna stand in front of Syl because she feels like she can take more damage than Syl can, and that'll be her turn.
Alrighty, that'll bring us to Darian.
Yeah. Keep slashing away this thing. Everyone else seems to be handling everything else, so is that like the third 17 I've rolled?
Probably. Korvac's been rolling the same thing for a while as well. That is going to hit. You also have bless on there, which didn't get added, but
I did tick it.
you probably did the one for the saves, not the attacks.
Oh yeah, I did. You're right.
It's usually what it
Bonk.
is. That's going to be 12 damage.
Yeah. And then we'll try again.
Getting them.
Oh yeah, good. Yeah, fear thing. I keep getting about that. Thank you.
That's not what I meant, but sure. Wisdom
Oh.
save. That's a fail. So they have been frightened.
Keeping this thing locked down. 21.
Hit, and with another 17.
Yeah, like seriously. 17 damage.
Nice. As you've got
17
it.
is the number of the day.
It's not that yet, Mark. It's still holding on. Any orders for your LV friend?
Dodge,
Gotcha.
just in case.
That will bring
I'm
us
just trying to like I'm sitting on him looking intimidating because I'm high up.
Tamerlane. Oh, actually, before Tamerlane's turn, Darian, while you are attacking, it is going to trigger something from Willow. Willow is going to trigger coordinated assault. And they're going to do a bite.
Ooh.
They have disadvantage, though. Well, no, they got Pants Tactics, so that's going to hit. They're going to do 12 damage. And this thing needs a strength save. As the down dog brings down the shambling mound. Now they're both prone down
They're on my level.
They're on the elk's level to fucking kick.
Yeah.
That's going to bring us Tamerlane.
All right, Tamerlane is going to focus on these big things and... Okay, lightning does... All right, my lightning spells are useless. My fire doesn't do enough damage, and I don't have enough... My thunder attacks don't do enough power, so I'm just going to start hitting it with the Sacred Flame.
Gotcha. That's deck save.
Yes. Okay, so I'll hit the
he's
big
gonna
one.
roll low damage.
All right. Let's see. Sacred Flame, Sacred Flame, Sacred Flame. There it is.
As I said, low damage.
I'm using a hero point to reroll that damage.
Okay.
Not much better, but 7 radiant.
It's just how it goes with Sacred Flame. If you hit, it doesn't do damage. If you miss, it does lots of damage. It's real confusing.
I hate it. I hate this cantrip sometimes. All right, that's my turn.
All right, that's going to bring us to Willow, who gets their reaction back, who is going to keep being a booper. They have advantage and disadvantage because they can't stand up. Nom, nom. So that's advantage, disadvantage. So that's just 10 and 11, which means they miss again. Korvac's still holding out over in that on that side. He's going to keep up his reckless. That's a 20. That's a 19, even without bless. So he's going to hit with both. Dishing out enough to kill it on the first swing. He's going to do 38 on that first swing, which is going to destroy this one. He is going to use his movement to dash this way to go back up. Daring, trusting everybody else to be with the other one. That one's going to be the 19, which is going to do 30 damage total. Which is going to put it in half. That brings us to this mound, who is dead. That brings us to this one, who's going to try to beat up on Eki. Bam, that's a 12. Bam, that's 28. Second one's going to hit. It's going to be 17 bludgeoning damage, and Eki has been re-engulfed. That's not a recharge thing, is it? I don't think it is. No, it's not. Alrighty. That brings us to the elk. They're going to take the dodge action. Is blur usually put on for it? What is the actual name of the token? It's evasion. That's what I usually put on there. Brings us to this mound, who's got plenty of people to try to beat up on now. So D4, who are you going for? You want the elk. Alright. Because he's going to stand up. He's got
AC 10 is going to be easy, right?
He's still got this. He's no longer prone. That's going to miss. Alrighty. They miss the elk due to disadvantage.
Oh.
Alrighty, Syl, that brings us to you.
Well, I'm going to ignore Eki because Eki does more damage than I do. Because she can use Blight.
She can't use Blight now that she's been blinded again.
Which is why I'm going to be taking her out.
Oh, that's what you meant. I thought you said you were ignoring her.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm gonna ignore Eki
No,
and
no,
let her
no,
do
no, no. No, I am pulling Eki out. Because I'm ignoring Eki in running away. I am instead going to...
Oh, okay.
Oh, I had to refresh and shed all my sheets. Come back here. Is I am going to use a hero point to... Oh, wait a minute. Yes, a hero point to get rid of my disadvantage. I'm coming, Eki. And
You pull
the
it out again.
D4.
Seki pulled back. You
She's
don't
gonna
have
glare at Syl.
you don't have guidance, so just an 18.
Oh, fuck, that's right. Never mind, ignore me. It's still. She said, still says, glare at me all you
Ooh,
want if
I
you're
hate to be. Oh
engulfed.
no, you used a hero point. Never mind. I was gonna say you have
Yeah,
disadvantage, but you
I
used
used a
your
hero point. Still looks at Eki and goes, there's nobody here to defend me if you're engulfed. It just run after me anyway. I can't outrun it. But bonus action to smack it with the spiritual weapon.
Smack, smack. That's gonna be 24. It's gonna hit. 26. That's gonna hit. 10 damage.
As the shambling mound gets hit with a tree.
I
I
respect it.
finally,
The plants are
I
having a
finally
slap
gave,
fight.
I finally gave it a spiritual weapon. That being said, with it being the top of turn order, I do need to go.
Oh, we are over time, so yeah. We will leave this here and get back to it next week. Sorry about that, y'all. I was not watching the clock. So good job. Thanks for everybody for joining. I look forward to seeing how this goes and what they find under the mound. Have a wonderful night, y'all. Peace.